Alright, welcome back. I posted my rim lighting tutorial my rim lighting method to Twitter a few days ago, and some people were like really confused, so I made this video to clear it up. The first thing you want to do is file, save it as a different, ignore this. I'm terrible at making tutorials now. Now, save it as whatever you want. I'll name it rim. Then what we're going to do is delete everything but your characters. Now, that includes HDRIs, your scene, lamps, pretty much anything that is in your characters. Oh. Make sure you don't have anything left. Now your scene should, oh Jesus, got the HDRI. Now, you don't want to necessarily remove it, but just set the background to black, because you're going to need that later. Now your scene should look like this, but if you add light, it'll, well, still have textures. You don't want that. So next things is to remove the textures. Now for time's sake, I'm not going to add textures to all of these. I'm just going to, remove the textures from all of these. I'm just going to add it to Doolin BR right here from Fun Network Studio, not sponsored. So then remove these items, and yeah, do not move the camera or the character from its starting position. That is vital, like absolutely vital to this method. Do not move it, do not move the camera, do not move anything unless you're moving out of the camera's way. So now, in order to remove the texture, go to the saving tab, object. Now, the settings you want for the principal BDSF, this is Paint Ricky V3, by the way, are 0.5 specular, 0.4 roughness, and 1 clear coat. Then you're going to want to delete the image texture and the bump node, then you could change it to black, pitch black. Now do that with the hats too. Remove the image texture. 0.5 specular, then 1 clear coat. And then make sure that's applied to everything. Oh, set it to pitch black too. Then, when you add light, it should be black. No textures. So now, you're going to add your rim light. Now, area lamp, you can use a point lamp if you really want to, but area lamp is just easier for this. Now, yeah, you're going to want to use white, probably, because of the customization you have in hue saturation in Photoshop. Then you can crank that way up. This will suffice. Now, you're gonna want to save that. Then set your render samples to like 70, because it's just basically a black background. And then make sure your settings are in check. You have the noise and data pass. Then go to compositing. Just copy this node setup. You can play around with the threshold and size of the glare. Then, I just had a brain fart. Now, excuse that cut. My brain just completely blanked out, like completely. Then, so we're going to do, what we're gonna want to do next is to make a render border, Control B, then put it as tight around the character as possible to save your render time. Now if you have multiple characters you want rim lighting on, you're gonna have to just do them separately, or just to render the whole thing, which will probably take longer, but it'll be more continuous and easier. So now you're just gonna want to render that out. So make sure, once again, check all your settings, maybe reduce your bounces to like 2, because render times. Then yeah, render it out. that it's done rendering, you can probably just play around with your compositor settings, lower your glare that loads. God, I hate this computer so much, 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 hate this computer so much. Nah, forget it. Then you can just save as, then maybe save it as RIM, whatever you want to. Then you're gonna want to go to Photoshop, then grab your finder, then grab your rim lighting. Now, it's not the proper color right now, but you can adjust that via hue/saturation. Make sure it's a smart layer, of course. Then, saturation, what color is saturation? Yeah, I'm not a Photoshop guy, just know that. You play around with the saturation to make it match better, whatever you want. This method is easily customizable, and yeah, pretty easy. So I hope this helped. Oh Jesus, I would not recommend using this for more photorealistic based scenes. Well, I wouldn't say photorealistic, but stuff that isn't cartoony art, because it just does not look right. Like, the light does not look real here, like, at all. It certainly looks okay, but it does not look real. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. A new tutorial is coming soon. I don't know what I'm going to do it on, because I have zero creativity with these things whatsoever. But have a good day. You can follow me on Twitter @WitterNight. Thanks. Okay, bye.